Hey guys, another steering wheel video here for you. Want to take some time and explain and try to help out if your heat is not working in your car this winter. Okay, so you turn your heater on and it just blows cold air. If it doesn't blow air at all, then you have a blower motor problem, but if it's just blowing cold air, you're going to want to go underneath the engine hood and look at the coolant level. If you don't know how to do that or you don't know where it's at, look it up for your specific car. The most common cause for a lack of heat is a coolant leak. So if your coolant level's low, then you most likely have a leak, and you're going to want to figure that out. Look around, look at the water pump, make sure it's dry. Once again, this is various, that'll depend on your make and model, so look it up if you're not sure where some of these items are. But yeah, the water pump, heater hoses, the coolant bottle itself, if it's a pressurized coolant bottle, then it may have a crack on it, causing a leak. Thermostat housing, radiator, just look around, look for any obvious signs of coolant leaks. If there's no obvious signs of coolant leaks, you can buy a pressure tester and put it on your car, top off the coolant first, and then pressurize your cooling system to the pressure recommended on the radiator cap or cooling system reservoir cap, whatever system you have. Once your cooling system is pressurized, then you'll be able to see an obvious leak if there is one. Let's continue on here. If your coolant level is right and you still don't have any heat, then you're going to want to go up to the firewall of the engine, which is the back of the engine compartment next to the cabin. Look for the heater hoses. With the engine hot, both heater hoses should be approximately the same heat. If one of them is hot and the other one's lukewarm, the heater hoses, then you most likely have a restriction in your heater core. Let me tell you what you can do here. Wait for the engine to cool down. Take both heater hoses off of the heater core, which is on the firewall once again. Real quick, I will show an example here on my car here once I park it. Anyway, if you suspect a heater core restriction, you can wait for the engine to cool down and take both heater hoses off. Once again, I'm just going over it from the start. And blow compressed air through the heater core, get all the coolant out, and buy yourself a $30 evaporator flusher off of Amazon. Hook it up to your air compressor and fill it with a flush solvent. You might be able to find something called heater core flush. You can use that. You can also try evaporator flusher, something just to break down the deposits in there and flush them out. The evaporator flush tool that I'm talking about is very effective at clearing out restrictions, and it really puts out a lot of pressure. So if you're wondering what it looks like and what it is, I have a video on pressure washing a transmission case with brake cleaner, and that'll give you a general idea of what it does. But moving on here, let's say you do not have any coolant leaks. Let's say your coolant level is at the correct level, it's not low, and both heater hoses both feel hot, then you might have something else going on. So question, when you start your engine, or sometimes when you rotate the temperature selector on your controller here, do you hear a popping sound or a tapping sound or anything like that? If so, then most likely your blend door actuator has failed. That's what it's called, a blend door actuator, blend door motor. It operates the door, which directs air over the heater core and controls how much air goes over the heater core, which indirectly controls the heat of the air blowing on your face. That's how that works. The heater core is just a little radiator that's inside the car. That's all it is. Now, if you have an older car with vacuum-controlled actuators, then you controlling the blend door and all that, then you may have a vacuum leak. Just look under the hood at the vacuum lines going into the firewall. Make sure there's no split-open hoses. And if those look okay, then it may be the vacuum canister that's failed on your specific vehicle. I know older Ford Explorers, like early 2000s, and Econolines have a vacuum-operated system. But give me just a moment here. Let me go under the hood of my car and show you some key points here. This is a 2012 Ford Focus. Okay. So on a Ford Focus, this is generally the setup you'll see on most cars here. This is your coolant bottle. This is how you'll check the fluid level. There should be a max and min mark. That's how you'll know if it's full or not. And on a Ford Focus in particular, this is where they like to crack under here. But this one's fine. The water pump's going to generally be on the front of the engine where the belts are. This one is dry. Can't really make it out, but I can. It's right in the middle there. The heater hoses are back here. On a Ford Focus, it's actually common for the O-rings to leak inside of there, but that one's hot. And that one's hot as well, so there's no restriction there. And it does look like it's damp around there. See? I think my O-rings are leaking, but that's okay because I have some on order. And just in general, look underneath the car for any coolant puddles or anything if it's low. That covers it. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this helps somebody out. Have a great day.